Hello, YouTube! Ratkanos is always coming right at you with this week's weekly recap from April 6th through April 10th. And as always, let's go! And of course, as always, starting off with the Wednesdays, we started off at doing some backdoor dungeon ABS farming, which is the XP for the weapons if you've already forgotten, and we did this at the Shipwrecks 414. After doing that for quite a while, we did some fishing, get the points to buy attachment gems, because those gems are hella amazing to level up your weapons. After doing that for quite a while, we finished up the Moonsea floors, where we meet Osmond at one point, who joins our party, and is also our final member of the party, and explains us how we can beat the genie. We do this by building up a giant sun robot, but to complete it entirely, he needs this pest sphere at the Colosseum. And that's where we ended up on the Wednesdays. As for Thursdays, which is the final day of Dark Cloud, finally, we ended off with leveling up some weapons, you know, our final leveling up sprees. We cleared the remaining smooth sea floors, we built the robot up almost at 100% because we're still missing the sphere, so we go to the Colosseum fight, we pretty much 4 or 5 shot the boss off this, like, so easy. We received the sphere, we put that back into the robot, 100%ing the robot, and we head to Dark Heaven Castle, where we meet Sita again for one final time, and he opens the gate to the Time Gallery. After that, a long dungeon that's increasing the years back each time of each 4-year clear, eventually up to 400 years. So we cleared through. A little problem with the limited floors for Ungaga because he's hella weak. Yeah, all the atlas we get on the floors, we put it together for one giant memory, and that's where you find Sita, who then transformed into the Dark Genie because of the little story that we got in between. Nonetheless, we had a little problems with it. We ran out of food, we had to start over a bunch of times. It took us about 1.5 hours to beat the boss, and also to beat the game. And that's where I ended up on the Thursdays. And with Dark Cloud finished, it is time for a new game. Also starting with Dark, and yes, I'm talking about Dark Souls. Yeah, what pretty much happened is we defeated the tutorial boss with using the Black Fire Bombs, and we explore Firelink Shrine. We get 2 weapons in here, which is the Winged Spear and the Swyhander. Apparently the Swyhander is pretty good, but I'm not sure it's my weapon. Nonetheless, we move towards this place called the Undead Burg. We had a little problem with a few little things, but it went all okay. We find the shopkeeper, we buy the bottomless boss, and we actually beat the first Black Knight with a little bit of a cheese technique. And luckily for us, we got a sword, and damn, by now I'm absolutely loving it. Nonetheless, the thing that follows after that is the Thorus Demon. We beat him in a single try without... Actually, we also used the Black Fire Bombs, you know. If you haven't, might as well use them. After that, we meet Solaire, we cross the bridge with the dragon. We actually get the shortcut to the earlier bonfire, so we can like move up and down with a little bit more easier than having to do the whole Thorus Demon way. Nonetheless, we do destroy the dragon in his tail, and we get this thing called the Drake Sword. And then we piss the dragon off, we move along the bridge, and we take a second Black Knight down. Sadly enough, not like the last time, no special drops. We worked our way through the area, end up at the church that has the shortcut to the Firelink Shrine, and in the meantime we also freed the Knight of Karim. After that, we head towards the gargoyle bosses, and holy shit, they're annoying. But we got them in a couple of tries. We got this, which I guess is an optional weapon, the Gargoyle Axe, and we ring the giant bell on top of the tower. Then we had some explored ways after running around with, and we find the blacksmith. We had to kill this one-legged mini-boss, I guess, and that's where we ended up on Dark Root Basin, where we found the 3rd Black Knight. Like, what the hell? But we beat him easy because we got a Drake Sword, we killed some small dragons, and we end up at a nearby bonfire, and we ended this day with 25 deaths. And then, of course, with the Retro Saturdays coming up, we continued Ocarina of Time, the 3 Hearts Challenge. The first thing we do is picking up the hookshot from the Dampe race, and we head to Forest Temple, where we learn the Minuet of the Forest. And that's, well, in the entire Forest dungeon, we had only one little problem, which was the Stealth Fox, because with the 3 hearts, they were pretty much just too shopping, which was annoying as hell. Nonetheless, after we find the bow and arrows, we beat the 1 and the 2nd poo, and we work our way through the way to the little block puzzle, where you find the 3rd poo. Then we head to the main room, and that's where we find the final poo, which unlocks the elevator to go down, and where we go to the Phantom Ganon boss fight, which we actually had a little fun with, because, you know, the balls he shoots, we just toss them back with the use of a bottle, because why the hell not? Nonetheless, after doing that, we head to Death Mountain. We meet a Gorn with your character's name, because that's a thing that happens in the game. You can call yourself something, and his name will be something. Nonetheless, after getting to him, he will give us the red tunic, and we head towards the Fire Temple, where we learn the Balera of Fire. We head into the dungeon, where we once again meet Darunia after 7 whole long years. And we learn of this so-called hammer, and he asks us to free all the Gorns, and which, of course, at one point leads up to us getting the Megaton Hammer. After that, we face Volvilja, which is the boss, some huge-ass pissed-off dragon, and we beat him by a little bit of cheesing as well, which is fun. Nonetheless, as a final thing, we head back to the Temple of Time, and we learn the Prelude of Light. For those not knowing what the songs do, they just let you teleport back to the location where you learn them. So nonetheless, let's head off to the Sundays. And of course, final day of the week, Sunday! We continue the dark route where we last left off in Dark Souls. And we died a lot from the freaking trees because holy shit, they're annoying. They just go like, try and eat me and just kill my entire health bar in a single go. After a lot of little problems, we actually end up facing the Moonlight Butterfly. It took us a bunch of tries, but we got him. After that, we got some... We visited back at the blacksmith, and we upgraded our Black Knight sword that we got before from +0 to +2. Holy shit, it got so much stronger. I explored a little bit of it and went around, farmed some extra souls that I lost, and we upgraded our Estus Flask to +1. After that, we received a Sunlight Medal from the Karim Knight that we freed on the other day, and we tried to beat the dragon on the bridge where we got the Drake Sword. Not possible for now, at least not on our ways. Nonetheless, we accidentally found our way to the lower berg, and we meet the Kepra demon. We actually beat him with a single go, even though he did a shit ton of damage on me. After doing that, yeah, we got lost hella lost actually. And we accidentally ran into Havel. We entered this room without knowing he was there, and he just simply one-shot us. After that, we go back, we got our souls back, and we killed him, and we got his ring. Oh, holy shit, that ring is so good. I love it. Nonetheless, we did lose 12k souls after that on this giant Hydra monster which was shooting water at me. What the hell? But we explored a little bit earlier of the bridge with the little dragons, if you remember those from the first day. We cleared through the entire bridge, and we find the redstone tearing, which is kinda okay, I guess. At least we found out where to go, and we headed into the depths. We had a lot of trouble being cursed because that halved our RP and such. And we found a new bonfire in the depths, and that's where we ended off on the Sundays. And as always, I would like to thank you guys for watching this week's Weekly Recap. If you liked the video, feel free to give me a thumbs up. Would you like to see more? Would you want to see more? Hit up that subscribe button. Would you like to see last week's recap? Click on the video down below. And if you would like to see my Twitch channel, click on the Twitch thing on the left, follow me there, and get a notification when I go live. And as always, this is Ratkanos, and I'm out. And I'll see you guys in next week's recap.